confiscate the money. That girl is a real proud thief. Small world, all her friends know me.
So we are back to the round ups of the Reindeer MyLEAGUE here in NBA 2K17. But last episode, it's another season of the Reindeer MyLEAGUE, and we had a pretty decent season, I guess. It was an improvement over year one. Year one was a complete dumpster fire. We finished like, I think, second last in the league. We got the 4th overall pick out of it too, which kind of sucks. We did grab Josh Jackson though, which tremendously helped last season, as we actually almost made the playoffs. They're close to making the playoffs in the Western Conference, but we're just so close. I think we finished maybe 10th or 9th seed in the West. Is so crazy close. But now going into this season, we did grab DeAndre Ayton in the draft. Obviously, we moved up to get him, and DeAndre Ayton, he's gonna be a franchise type guy. You know, in past MyLEAGUE things, I've seen him grow to 90 plus overall. He'd be a great player and a great presence at the 4th spot for this season. And he was also went add a few other players onto this year. Obviously, we did add Al Jefferson on the bench, and we added Michael Beasley on the bench too. So our lineup: you have Clarkson, you have Caldwell Pope, Josh Jackson, DeAndre Ayton, Nikola Jokic, you have Miles, you have Young, Beasley, Shumpert, Jefferson, and more. And when it comes to power rankings, right there, we're 9th in there in, I believe, NBA.com's 2K always has us rated 21st, way down there, and give us 9th at Mark Spears. So 9th twice in there. Maybe you might be able to go and make the playoffs this season in the West, even though it is a tough kind of conference to go and compete against, obviously, in the first few years. Eventually, when you go deeper into this MyLEAGUE, it's going to get a lot easier to go and compete in the West and the East, because they'll be basically balanced out due to all the great players and all the teams. But going on to the sim, though, we start off 25-6. We're having a great record, though. Maybe even be better than some of the Stinger seasons we've had, especially the 3rd Stinger season, because I think the 3rd Stinger season really didn't do that well, but this season, we're doing pretty good. 33-14 in our 3rd season. I guess DeAndre Ayton's doing a very good job on the boards, and especially providing that good presence we need on our starting lineup. But going into the All-Star break, right now we're 40-16. We won 147-81 against the Atlanta Hawks in one game. Our team is crazy good. CJ Miles playing very good, but right now number 1 MVP is LeBron. Number 1 rookie of the year is DeAndre Ayton. So Ayton playing very well so far for the Reindeer. Number 1 defensive player of the year is LeBron, and 3rd is rookie DeAndre Ayton. So Ayton, I mean, with all those awards and all those recognitions so far, maybe he might be an All-Star. When you check the All-Stars for the Western Conference, nobody's there. No Reindeer at all. No Josh Jackson. No DeAndre Ayton. No Nikola Jokic on there at all. So this is just brutal. I don't know why I didn't make it there, but at least when it comes to the Rookie Stars contest and Elites contest, we have Josh Jackson and DeAndre Ayton on there, obviously, because, I mean, they're great players and they're got to be on there. When it comes to re-signing, though, we re-signed Steven Zimmerman, a great player, though, on the bench. He's going to develop very well in the next few seasons. When it comes to the rest of the players, we do Joseph Young. Might as well re-sign him to a great backup point guard, a 3rd string kind of point guard there. But going into the Rookie Stars contest, Josh Jackson had a great game. Kyle Lowry won the 3-point contest. I mean, it's pretty good there, I guess. But moving on to the rest of the season, though, because we have no All-Stars, so might as well not even look at the All-Star game. Right now, we're now 47-25. Our team doing, I guess, alright at this point. We win a few, we lose a few, but we ultimately finish off the season with a great record. LeBron James wins an MVP. DeAndre Ayton is Rookie of the Year. I mean, he averaged double-double throughout the entire season in his first season. LeBron, Defensive Player of the Year. Nerlens Noel, Most Improved. Coach of the Year, Rod Adams. It's pretty obvious if you're the Warriors, you're going to win Coach of the Year in the first few years. But when it comes to the All-NBA teams, it's the same old type of teams every single year. Kyle Lowry sneaks in at the 3rd All-NBA team there. When it comes to defensive, though, we do have no DeAndre Ayton, but on the 2nd defensive team, we have DeAndre Ayton on there as a rookie. So, obviously, in the first rookie team, you got to make it if you're on the defensive 2nd team and you're a rookie. So DeAndre Ayton makes 2 lists on this All-NBA teams, but no other Reindeer, sorry, I was going to say Stingers. No other Reindeer make it on there. When it comes to the season this season, we had a great season. Josh Jackson was the leader in points per game, and he's actually commanding the court, though. He's playing very well as a leader, and he's going to fit very well in our big 3, I guess, even big 4, even big 5. We have a great team, though. Our starting lineup is great. Jordan Clarkson dishing an assist like crazy this season. DeAndre Ayton getting double-doubles. I mean, our team is perfect this season. I don't know, maybe you might be able to go and make a good title run this season. I have no idea why we can't, because our team's pretty good. We're facing the Utah Jazz in the first round, and, I mean, I guess it's not too bad, except the injuries, though. We have Joseph Young out, Nikola Jokic out, and I believe Robert Covington out. But the first game, though, we take this one, Sim, 112-104 final, as CJ Miles puts up 26 points coming off the bench, and Josh Jackson had a great game against the Jazz. Now, game 2 of the first round of the quarterfinals, we win game 2, too, so we stuck out with 2 wins in Utah, and Josh Jackson 21-11 for a double-double there, and Clarkson 14, and 10 assists in that one for double-double too. So 2 back-to-back great games. Game 3, they take Game 3. They're in, I believe, the North Pole. Michael Beasley, 18 points for us. Not the greatest game, I guess, shooting-wise, but we win some, we lose some. Game 4, we take Game 4 to go up 3-1 against the Utah Jazz, and we're on the verge of winning our first playoff series in franchise history. So, I mean, that's pretty great when you can see that. But Nikola Jokic, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Great game from him. But going into Game 5, can we win it all and win our first playoff series? And we do. 102-83 final. We destroy them and move on to the second round, the semifinals, for the first time in franchise history. So, our first playoff appearance in franchise history, and move on to the second round. So, that's pretty good, I guess. But moving on to the next round, we're facing obviously the Houston Rockets. So, second round, we're facing a great team. Jeremy Lin back at it again with James Harden. So, they're a great, pretty dynamic duo. So James Harden, obviously, gotta watch there. Our injuries that are going down. Joseph Young, Robert Covington, only injuries that are on the team, and they have one. I can't even say that name though. I'm not gonna attempt that one. Game 1, we take Game 1 somehow by 2 points. A pretty heartbreaker there for the Houston Rockets. But Clarkson, 30 points for us. He played great against his Rockets. So 60-22 Rockets too. Game 2, they take Game 2 to make it a 1-1 series here. As Clarkson, another great game though, I guess, 16 points, 7th for 13 on the field when it comes to shooting wise. Game 3, we take Game 3 to go 2-1 here in the series. Josh Jackson, great game. DeAndre Ayton, great game. James Harden, even better game, but James Harden cannot carry the Houston Rockets to the W there. With Game 4, we take Game 4, low-scoring game, 93-74, we demolished them, and we're now up 3-1 against the 60-22 Rockets in the semifinals. We take the next one, 85-74. We're moving on to the Western Conference Finals in our first playoff year, so I guess it's pretty cool to see that, going against the Houston Rockets and winning, especially against a team that won 60 games this season, so that's pretty good, I guess. We won 55, which is a pretty good task, but I mean, if you win against a team that won 60 games, it's pretty cool. But now we're facing the New Orleans Pelicans in the Western Conference Finals. They have a great team though with Anthony Davis, but I don't think they really have that great of a point guard though. Maybe Jordan Clarkson might be able to outduel whoever they had a point guard, but in the first game, Caldwell Pope has a great game, a breakout game for him, 23 points. And yeah, Anthony Davis, 19 points, Buddy Hield, 14. Can't go and beat those Reindeer in the first game. It's a game, we take Game 2 to go up 2-0 here as Clarkson, 28 points. Josh Jackson, great game with a double-double there, 19 and 13 there. Anthony Davis, 27 points, but now Game 3, they take Game 3 to make it a 2-1 series here as Anthony Davis, 22 points, 11 rebounds, double-double there. And Clarkson, 30 points. For us, we're doing very well so far, I guess, except for that one loss. Now, Game 4, we take Game 4 to make it a 3-1 series here as Anthony Davis, 26 points, 10 rebounds, but Caldwell Pope, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and so on. So going in to Game 5. Game 5, we move on to the NBA Finals, and we do 95-88. We're moving on to the NBA Finals. So Caldwell Pope, 17 points, as our team moves on to the NBA Finals in our first playoff year, and we're facing off against probably the worst possible team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, I mean, how can we go and win against the Cavs, especially when they've only lost 3 games? But guess what? We only lost 3 games too, so it's pretty evenly matched there. They won 4 more games than us in the regular season, but they have a more complete team though. They have a great point guard, great small forward, great power forward, pretty decent center there, and a great bench. So they demolished us in every single stat except for home wins and losses. I mean, Game 1, they take Game 122-105 final. We had a pretty bad game shooting-wise, just to say that. We had a terrible game shooting-wise. LeBron, 35 and 10, double-double there. Easy win for them. Game 2, we win this one, 102-99, so we actually went and snuck out with 1 game in the NBA Finals. I'm actually pretty fun at that. 16 points out of Josh Jackson there, as we somehow came back and won that one in Cleveland. So now it's a 1-1 series here, all tied up at 1 apiece, as I believe LeBron had a triple-double there. But going into Game 3, they take Game 3 by 3 points, so just snuck out that win, 93-90 final there, as Josh Jackson, 23 points, and we could not go and sneak with a W in our first game at the North Pole. So now it's a 2-1 series lead for the Cavs, as we're still in the North Pole, trying to go and take out with a W, but we lose 114 under 108 final. Now we're down 3-1 in this series. I guess 3-1 lead's been blown in the finals, obviously, but, I mean, the Cavs, they don't seem like the team that'd blow a 3-1 lead. So moving on to Game 5 of the NBA Finals against the Cavs. At least we didn't get swept in this series.
Have to make the play first.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense. It's your home. That's the area you simply have to protect.
Oh, they've done it! The Cleveland Cavaliers are the new NBA champions! Just tremendous!
And all you can say is congratulations, they have done it. A lot of relief right now, the emotions swelling up from all the weight being lifted and winning it all. Wow.
You have to hand it to the entire organization. They worked together to get right here.
And guys, what a reward for the fan base. I mean, I know one thing. They're going to enjoy this memory for a long, long time.
And we have enjoyed our time with you folks all season long. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long. Have a wonderful summer.
So as expected, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers win against the North Pole Reindeer in the NBA Finals, take the championship. So we had a great title run, 22 points out of Josh Jackson in the final game. LeBron, the Finals MVP, obviously, he's a great player and one of the greatest of all time. But DeAndre Ayton, he had a heck of a rookie season and helped us go to the NBA Finals. Maybe you might be able to go and win it all next year. I have no idea. Hopefully you don't run into the Cavs again. But all I know is that we need to get a better point guard if we want to beat the Cavs, because basically the difference maker was Kyrie Irving. At small forward, we did have a decent match between Josh Jackson, but when it comes to retirements, there was a pretty decent amount of retirements here, but I don't see any Hall of Famers getting out of this one, just based on how many rings they had. But going on to the draft lottery, you don't have any picks in the draft lottery because we're actually a great team this year. But who won the first overall pick? And that's the LA Lakers, the first, Wizards the second, and so on. So if you want to go move up, I guess, to go and get a decent draft pick, we trade Amon Shumpert and future first of another team. But let's move on to the 2019 NBA draft.
With the first pick in the NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Shane Wheeler from the University of Georgia. With the second pick in the NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select the 20-year-old point guard from Sweden. We have a trade to announce. With the third pick in the NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select the 20-year-old shooting guard from Romania. With the fourth pick in the NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select the 20-year-old power forward from the University of Michigan. With the fifth pick in the NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select the 20-year-old big man from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. With the sixth pick in the NBA draft, the Boston Celtics select the 20-year-old power forward from Butler University. We have a trade to announce.
So Paul have tried to go and get Sharif O'Neal from the Celtics. The Celtics, they had drafted a pretty good player there at 6th overall. I thought for sure they'd go and maybe we might be able to sneak away with them at 11th spot there, but I guess it's not too bad. They did draft a guy named Arthur, and he's not the greatest either. So we traded a few first-round picks that didn't mean anything to us for a guy who might be able to make a difference on the bench. So Shreve O'Neal, son of Shaquille O'Neal, maybe he might be able to go and be as great as his father was on the North Pole Reindeer. But decent draft overall, I guess. A lot of 65s and above. Decent talent there that could be bred into great NBA future stars with the potential they have, because a lot of them have pretty decent potential even though they have crappy starting stats. Moving on to the next thing though, we take Josh Jackson, we take Richardson's and Luau there. As we move on to the NBA options, there's some pretty decent players that decline there. Obviously we have Kawhi Leonard on there. We take away Frank Jackson's qualifying offer and Nikola Jokic, we need to go and re-sign him. Obviously $22 million for 5 years, not too bad there. We try and re-sign Frank Jackson anyway long term to snag him up, but free agents we have Kawhi Leonard, we have John Wall. We gotta go and get rid of somebody. We get rid of CJ Miles, dump some salary. We go and try and sign Kawhi Leonard, John Wall, Kyrie Irving on there. All UFAs. Maybe you might be able to go snake one of them. But at RFA, we have D'Angelo Russell, and we do have Kemba Walker in there as a UFA. Might as well go and try and resign him because we need a point guard desperately if you want to win it all next year. And I think we can. But all of them except Kemba Walker go and get signed, so we can sign Kemba Walker there as he takes our offer. And the rest of our players, a lot of players accepted other offers this season just based on they don't want to play in the North Pole because it's bitterly cold there. The only person who really can live here is obviously Santa Claus, but I mean, he's not real. And yeah, a lot of players don't want to go to the North Pole except Doug McDermott though. He goes and signs with us, and we cannot sign any other players because of our salary situation when it comes to that. But moving on to the draft summit, some pretty decent players though. We have Haynes, who's an 82 overall point guard. He's not too bad, but I mean, you don't want to wait all those years in order for him to go and develop, I guess. Even though he is 82, he probably develop pretty easily. But we trade a few players for a future first-round pick just based on our roster there. But anyway, I guess I'm going to sip it off for here. Make sure to like, subscribe for more Reindeer MyLEAGUE, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.